Dungeons and Dragons is like a hell of a game because there is no other game that you can accidentally spend 2.5 hours on the opening fucking scene. I had a whole villainous monologue planned out. These motherfuckers started in jail, shackled in their cell. The villain's over here walking from cell to cell, mocking them a little bit, telling them their charges, you know, chewing up the scenery a little bit. But as soon as we get to the what else, she don't even let him finish. She just hit him with the right in his face. The Dragonborn in his cell like, you's a bitch. Hey, if you weren't a bitch, you step in this cell. Mind you, they are in prison, no gear whatsoever, trapped in shackles and in an anti-magic prison cell. The way I wrote it, they were supposed to be saved that night by a mysterious hooded figure that pulls them on to the main plot line. They were scrapping in the cells. Somehow, every time they rolled a very high difficulty check in order to escape their bindings, they were rolling fucking 20s. They beat so much ass in the opening fucking moments. I had to give them a level up. There wasn't even supposed to be combat here. As a DM, there's nothing more exciting to me than getting a group that's not full of like hardened adventurers or warriors, but normal people who up until the exciting incident were living normal lives. It's like Christmas for them. And as the DM, I'm Santa Claus delivering straight trauma. In one of my current groups, we had this little druid girl. You know, she was just a guide, helping people from hither to yonder, over in the Emerald Woodland, before she got tangled up in all this conspiracy mess. She really likes stars, never caught a body. We ended last session with her standing over a cowering man, flame in one hand, a bloody sickle in the other, a face of fury plastered across her face, but tears streaked from her eyes. I was sitting there on the edge of my seat like, yo, she gonna fucking do it. Is this it? Is she about to fucking do it? The answer's no, actually. She dropped her weapons and entered a slightly catatonic state, reeling from all the trauma that she received in the last, I'd say, in-game 24 hours. But we did get the cleric. They went from going out of their way saying that every strike is non-lethal to imbuing his spear with radiant damage and just like lightsabering motherfuckers. You get to break them in. Look, y'all gonna have to start maliciously blessing your parties. In one of my campaigns, I have a cleric. Now, serving his God was extremely important to him. His service in the church marked a very pivotal moment in his life. But at the start of the campaign, he gets involved in this whole religious conspiracy. Mentor told him to meet him somewhere so he can hand him off a book. He gets there, the mentor's bleeding out, begging him to seek the truth. And the very people hunting him down are fellow members of his church. Needless to say, we having a crisis of faith over here. One of our side quests took us to the temple of his god's rival. And in the fight that ensued in that temple, cleric died, mauled by a handful of ghouls. Just as the weightlessness of death washes over him, he sees that rival god, tells him that serving his god only led to his death. That she offers nothing but lies, but he offers answers. He offers the truth. The cleric obviously wasn't very receptive to that, but he's an immortal, patient god, and he's willing to bide his time because he knows that hearts can change. So in the middle of this climactic battle, the druid upstairs trying to protect an NPC from an ogre zombie, the fighter ranger and bard over here fighting off the ghouls, everybody's back against the wall, and the cleric rises. Full HP, full spell slots, and I remind him every now and again that he's God's special man. Now, every time something good happens to him in the campaign, he's just sitting there like, go ahead, traumatize them with good things, and go ahead and follow me.